We're going to move to you now, Greg. So, timeline. Talk to us about that from your reporting. How likely is it that this case gets to trial before November?
Very, very unlikely. Really almost impossible to get this case to trial before November. That's because what happens next is the case gets docketed in the state appeals court. Then it gets assigned to a randomly picked 3-judge panel. Then there are oral arguments. And then if it gets docketed before July, which it should, that means there's essentially a March 2025 deadline for the court to rule. That is why most attorneys involved in this case and watching this case very closely don't think that it will get to trial until at least 2025.
Hang on. You're saying that this is going to be presented, that each side gets 15 minutes, according to Blayne Alexander's reporting, and that will happen by July, and it will not get ruled upon until March?
Well, I don't know when the oral arguments will be scheduled, but there is if they docket it by July, that means they'll have a March 2025 deadline to rule, if that makes a little bit more sense. The appeals court could schedule the arguments later this year, or they could schedule them early next year. But what we're looking at right now is the likelihood of a ruling not coming anytime after March 2025.
Okay, got that. Catherine, so we heard the report from Blayne, Judge Scott McAfee. He's not set the trial date. Previously said he is going to allow trial preparations go forward while this appeal is underway. How long could something like this typically take? I mean, you heard me querying Greg, like that long?
This case is not going to trial this year, Alex. And according to my Georgia criminal law practitioners, the defendants can actually include as part of this appeal all the judgments, rulings, or orders that are already rendered in the case. So Judge McAfee thinks he's going to be moving it along, but he may not be moving along. So basically what this does is cripple this case from moving forward. And I think, 2025 in March is probably, an optimistic date because there still are, at least 15 defendants. So this is not going to happen this year.
Okay, and let's throw this into the mix because there's a reminder here. Presidents cannot dismiss or pardon state charges, right? But if Trump wins a second term, that could complicate any state cases moving forward while he's in office, right? I mean, that would just add up to more delay?
Exactly. I can envision, assuming he's the next president of the United States, I can't be on trial in Georgia. I'm the president of the United States. So while he can't pardon himself for these state cases, he can adjourn the case. So we're not going to see a trial in this case anytime in the near future.
Okay, can I just ask, complete hypothetical here of you, Catherine? If that were to happen, the president gets reelected, he has legitimate reason to delay this case until, I guess that would be 2029 at the earliest. Does that mean evidence dissipates and this thing entirely falls apart?
Anytime, and why defense attorneys love delays, not just Donald Trump's defense attorney, any defense attorney, witnesses' memories fade. Witnesses decide, I don't want to be bothered. Witnesses die. Evidence disappears. So you always want to delay. Now, the other defendants will have no excuse. So remember, they're co-defendants. Their cases, if they haven't pled guilty or the case has been dismissed, will go forward. But Donald Trump's will not.
Okay, here's something else to consider in all this, Greg. Not only is Willis on the ballot in May and November, she also has an ongoing Senate probe into the inner workings of her office. Can you put into perspective the political pressure that she is under as this Trump appeal is being considered?
Yeah, the pressure has always been beyond the courtroom for Fani Willis here in Georgia. She's expected to easily win another term in office in November, but she still has to face a Democratic challenger in the 2 weeks here in Georgia and a Republican challenger in November who could use all these motions, this legal fighting to sort of bolster her campaign and at least give Fani Willis more headaches. At the same time, there is a Georgia Senate panel engineered by Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, who could end up facing charges under this trial himself, who is raising questions about how she's managing her office. She could end up being called a subpoena to testify before that panel soon as well. So her headaches are only growing in Georgia.
Okay. Greg Bluestein, thank you for your assessment of all that. We're going to turn now to Florida, so I'm going to let you go and stay with you, Catherine, as we look at the classified documents case. Firstly, your reaction to Judge Aileen Cannon delaying this trial indefinitely, and then her justification for doing so. Is it warranted?
It's not surprising because this particular judge has been moving very slow throughout this case, so it's not surprising. And the indefinite, she is given as the reason that there are all these complicated hearings because this involves classified information. In fact, she scheduled a hearing, a sealed hearing today, telephonically on May 8th, and the hearings will go all the way to the end of July. And she said it's just not prudent to schedule a trial date until we get through all of these pretrial issues. So this is another case that will not be going to trial before Election Day of this year.
Gotta wonder what Jack Smith is thinking about this. Can he do anything about it? In an April filing responding to Judge Cannon's request for jury instructions, he indicated he could appeal to the 11th Circuit Court, have her removed from the case. But is getting rid of her even an option? And wouldn't that just mean more delay?
More delay, and there really is no reason. You can't say the judge has to be recused because she's moving too slow. Judge Cannon, unfortunately, is not the only slow-moving judge in this country. So, and she's been very careful on the record not to say anything that shows that she's partial to Donald Trump and anti the government. So there really isn't a lot for the special counsel to do.
One more question here, and it's one of these, hindsight being 2020. Would this have come up if Jack Smith had filed the case with the D.C. court, which is far more familiar with this type of documented paper trail?
Well, it was filed in Florida because that's where the crime occurred. Those classified documents were kept in Mar-a-Lago. The alleged obstruction and the tampering with evidence happened in Florida. So that's why it was filed there. You file it where the crime occurred.
Okay, well, that all makes sense then. Catherine Christian, thank you so much for weighing in on all of it.